Welcome back to another video. This will be regarding 3D Experience CATIA. So we have over here, as you can see, for part, we have Part Design Essentials, Part Design, and Part Designer Plus. Now, let's take a look over here at the main difference. So Part Design Essential will only contain, let's say, the essential feature associated with Part Design. Within Part Design, we're going to have additional features, and within Part Design Plus, which is the one that I'm going to start, there are some generative AI elements. And let's take a look at those and see what exactly they will do. Now, they are not that automated, but we can automate, for example, constraint between various components. We can define a sketch, we can have those auto-constrained. And there are some other features within Part Design Plus. For example, for pad, we're going to see that there's the AI feature for pad, and there's a simple one. Now, I'm going to wait over here for this workbench to start, and then I'm going to present those differences. We see over here the consistency within those infographic elements. So within Part Design Essentials, we have the following part. Over here, this also has a shared component over here within that section. And within this one, we have some outlines. Okay, so let's go ahead. Initially, I'm gonna go within sketch, and I'm gonna create a new sketch over here. And we have over here constraint, which is generative constraint, and the basic constraint. If, for example, I'm just gonna trace a rectangle over here, if I'm gonna go for generative constraint, I can also do a selection. I can enable that. We're gonna see that those will be automatically generated. So this will be the normal pad. As you can see, we can create a pad from an open or closed profile. And this will be again pad, but we have this AI feature over here. Now, by default, if I'm just gonna click on this, we're gonna see that this will actually be a simple pad. We have a direction, we have the limits, and I can also go with a theme feature in this case. If I'm gonna click OK, this will actually be a simple pad in this case. Now, I can have that deleted. I'm just going to go ahead and I will recreate a new profile. So in this case, as you can see, I do have the grid enabled. I would recommend to have that disabled. But since I just started this workbench, I will leave it like this. We have the automatic constraint generation, which is quite nice in this case. I can also do a nominal value for that. And again, I can leave that workbench. And over here, we're going to see that with this defined, CATIA will again enable those generative AI features. So considering that this is a sketch that I have drawn, 3D Experience will recommend either, in this case, a pad or a shaft. As you can see, for a shaft, we do need some additional elements. As you can see, we don't have any axis. I can insert within wireframe. In this case, for the x-axis, it will be as following. But if I'm going to import it on the y-axis, it will be the following. I can also define a new sketch with a new axis, and that will allow me to use this shaft. So as you can see, these are the generative AI features. They are not that impressive, so they will not create various designs, but I'm pretty sure that they are working on some case studies where you can automate various 3D CAD modeling aspects. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. I'm gonna start a new series regarding 3D Experience CATIA, and I'm gonna make a dedicated playlist for those that want to transition from CATIA V5 to CATIA 3D Experience. Okay, so you're gonna find over here the tips and tricks. This will be for CATIA V5. And if you enjoy this kind of content, you can consider to subscribe. You're going to find a button on the right. So that's it. Thanks for watching.